Be'ezrat Hashem Yizborach Yom Revi Beparshat Bahar V'Bekuchotai Shnat Tafshin Pei. First of all, welcome everybody. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for listening to my tapes. Thank you, Rabbi Ribakov, for telling us the story of a person or a member in the community that because of one of my tapes, he was inspired to do chesed to his wife and to cook him bachsh. So first things first, I want to taste that bachsh. The second thing is I'm very inspired by that. It gives me a lot of chizuk, gives me a lot of nachat, gives me a lot of happiness to know that I'm able to inspire the people in our community to stay positive. Number one, number two, and to help the family members with their chores, or just to do chesed in general. I'm very thankful for people listening, and number one. And number two, I'm very thankful for people actually putting it into practice. It's like we said before in our shiur, a person who learns the Torah and he does not perform what he learned, he's like a glorified donkey, okay? So it's good, I'm happy. Let's continue this. Let's be mechazik one another. We'll learn in this week's parsha, one of this week's parshot, we'll learn that if a person does mitzvot, and if a person observes the mitzvot, he will get a lot of brachot. But I want to learn the pasuk inside, and I want to learn the Rashi inside as well. Im bekuchotai tileichu ve'im mitzvotai tishmeru ve'asita otam. If you go with my statutes and observe my mitzvot, ve'natati geshmechem, I'll give you rain be'itam, in time, in the right time. Ve'natata ha'aretz u'bolach ve'eit hasada yitem pirov. And the land will give produce, and the tree and the field will give its fruit. So what does it mean exactly in bekuchotai tileichu? So Rashi says, if you look at Rashi, he says, Shetiheh amalim betorah. It means that a person should be laboring in Torah. A person should toil in Torah. Should dig deep in the meaning of the mitzvot. He should dig into the reasoning of the mitzvot. He should understand the mitzvot. He should really sit down and learn Torah. Okay, he should sit down and toil in the words of the Torah. And that's what Rashi means. It means to say, if you have a question, if you want to know something, ask the question. Don't be ashamed to ask the question. There is no such thing as a stupid question. Okay? The idea is, again, very simple. You gotta dig deep into the reasoning of the Torah. I'm not telling you to learn the Kabbalah. I don't think none of us are eligible to learn the Kabbalah. But what I'm saying to you is as follows. If you have a question, ask the question. Also, be curious as to why we do certain things. Okay, it's very important. There's a perfect sefer that explains all the mitzvot called Minchat Chinuch. Maybe one day we will continue in our endeavor. Maybe we will learn that in the shiur in our shul. But that explains the reasoning of each mitzvah. So I think it's very important that we should sit and labor beTorah, in the words of the Torah, understand the meaning of the Torah, and with that, we're going to get all the brachot from Hashem. So the question is, okay, so what happens once I, dig in the Torah, once I toil in the Torah? What are we accomplishing? What am I accomplishing? I'm not a rabbi. I'm just a simple man. And I'm not trying to become a rabbi. But what am I accomplishing by digging in the Torah and the words of the Torah? So very, very simple. If you remember, we learned in one of our shiurim the following. The following memra of Hillel. Hillel says in one of the Mishnayot the following. Where is it? Kana lo divrei Torah, a person who acquires the words of the Torah, kana lo chai ha'olam haba. He acquired for himself life. He acquires life in the world to come. Okay, so the question is, what does it mean the word kana? He acquires. What does it mean acquiring? It does stuff, when you acquire stuff, it doesn't mean that stuff falls from the sky. Okay, acquiring means, like we discussed, you sit and you dig and you dig. Okay, and you dig and you acquire it. And when you toil in something, when you dig to something, when you try to understand the reasoning of something, that's you mean you're acquiring. Okay, you earned it. Okay, it didn't fall from the sky. You earned, you're koine it. Once you understand something, okay, once you understand meaning of whatever you try to understand, once you reach that goal, you're koine it. You are acquired it. Okay, and that's what it means. Kona lo divrei Torah. Once a person acquires, okay, the words of the Torah, kona lo chai le'olam haba. He acquires for himself le'olam haba. When you acquire something, when you dig into something, you try to understand the reasoning of something. When you toil in Torah, you were therefore you acquire it. Once you acquire it, it's always yours. It's yours forever. Okay, once you understand it, it's yours forever. And once you understand it, then you coin it forever. You acquire forever chai, life in the olam haba. But what's interesting is the lashon, the way the Tana Hillel says chai olam haba. So what does it mean chai olam haba? What do you mean life in the olam haba? He should say, Kanal lo ha'olam haba. He coined himself ha'olam haba. Why does he add the word chai, life? So I think we can give a pshat as follows. There is a Yalkut Yehuda that says, one who acquires Torah, okay, one who toils in the Torah, therefore he acquires the Torah, he experiences the divine reality of the next world. I think what he means to say is the following. Imagine, your wife buys you IKEA furniture, okay, and it's like the worst thing you can ever buy, by the way. It will take you hours and hours to put it together. Imagine you putting your furniture for days, for 2 days, 3 days, and all of a sudden it's together. All of a sudden you put the furniture together. How do you feel? How do you feel? You feel, oh, I accomplished it. I feel good. I feel like a man. I did something. Okay? That's how you feel. And that's what Yalkut Yehuda means. Okay? When you acquire the Torah, the words of Torah, you acquire the divine reality of the next world in this world. The pleasure of digging for the word of the Torah, the pleasure of actually accomplishing and understanding, finally. It took you 3 days to understand a pshat, the reasoning of a pasuk. It took you 3 days to understand the pshat in the Mishnah, the reasoning of the Mishnah. And finally, when you understand it, you feel good, you feel accomplished. And that's what Yalkut Yehuda says, you experience the divine reality of Olam Haba here. And that's what the Hillel says. He added the extra word, Chai, Olam Haba, the life of the Olam Haba means you're going to experience it here. Once you coin it, once you acquire it, you're going to experience Olam Haba in this world. It's just a thought that comes into my mind. The Rav of the Shul always explains, Rabbi Rubikov always says, you learn an hour of Torah on Shabbat. It's like 1,000 hours. It's like you learn 1,000 hours. So I think there's the Ben Ish Chai that the Rav always brings. But I came across an interesting pshat, an interesting thing from 2 weeks ago. If I could locate it, that'd be good. So the pasuk says in Parsha Kedoshim the following: Vaydaber Hashem el Moshe lemor. Diber el kol edat bnei Israel. Speak to all the Jews. Ve'amarta elehem, and speak to them. Kidushei tihiu, you shall be holy. Ki kadosh ani Hashem Elokehem, because I'm also kadosh and I'm your father. Okay, Hashem is holy. So here is what's interesting. Ish imo v'aviv tireu. You should fear your parents. Ve'ed Shabbatai tishmeru, and you should keep the Shabbat. You should watch the Shabbat. Ani Hashem Elokechem, because I'm your Hashem. So I believe it was the Chazon Ish who says the following. Why does the Pasuk says over here, Ish imo v'aviv tireu, and then v'et shabotai, okay, tishmuru. What does it mean? Why do you have the father and the mother, fear the mother and the father, and then it talks about the Shabbat? What's the connection here? So Chazon Ish says, he brings down, says the following. When a person learns on Shabbat, not only for every hour he gets 1,000 hours, but when a person learns on Shabbat, Hashem puts a crown on his parents' head in the world to come. Okay, so if you are learning on Shabbat, your parents get rewarded. Okay, so the only question is, what if your parents, still alive? So I think that when they go up, when they pass from this world, they will be crowned then when they come there. So that's very key. Okay, Shabbat is coming. One way to make the Shabbat holy is by learning. Okay, by learning Torah. And again, every hour you learn, it's like 1,000 hours. Every half an hour you learn, it could be 500 hours. You got to prorate it. But again, very important that we learn, that we toil in the Torah, that we understand the reasoning, behind the meanings of the words of the Torah. And that being said, I wish everybody good Shabbat. I wish everybody a holy Shabbat. Learn on Shabbat. Pick up a sefer. Learn. Okay, it's very important that you learn on Shabbat. Very important that you learn, period. If you have any questions, call the rabbi of the shul, or call your Rav and ask what's the meaning, why do we do this, why do we do that. Very important that we do that. That being said, my last point is I'd like to continue our lecture in the shul that we started, the Perek Avot, last year. Actually, we started last year around this time. Unfortunately, I cannot do it live with you, but another option is to do it perhaps through Google Meet or Zoom. I like to get the people together for 1 hour. I can do it on Shabbat, but 1 hour during the weekday. I spoke to a few people, they're very interested, but I like to get more people together. So maybe Wednesday night is an option for me, or Sunday night. Some people say Saturday night, after Shabbat. So let me know, let me or Yehuda know what's good for us. Let's put it together. Let's make it happen. Okay, let's toil b'Torah. Let's make it happen. It's very important that we learn Torah. With Torah, mar b'Torah, mar b'chaim. A lot of Torah gives you a lot of chaim, a lot of life. Torah, chaim, it's interchangeable. Okay, you can do it. Torah is elixir, is a medicine for oral health problems. Okay, the Gemara in Kedushin, I believe it says, Chash berosh, osek b'Torah. Okay, if you have a headache, you got to learn Torah. Okay, so it's very important that we continue our class. So if people are willing to do it, please let us know. We'll work on a day to do it on a weeknight when people are home. Well, people should be home anyway, but where people are home and the nights where the children are asleep. So if you're interested, please let us know. Toda rabba, Shabbat shalom. I'll see you guys hopefully soon. Thank you.